Greetings, humans. Chris Cobb here from middleofnowheregaming.com with a review for McFarlane Toys Five Nights at Freddy's construction sets. Now, I'm going to get right into this. I do want to mention that McFarlane Toys was generous enough to send us an entire case of these things, so I will be reviewing the first wave plus the entire wave of buildable 8-bit figures. Now, assuming you've played with Legos or at least Mega Bloks as a kid, you know what you're dealing with here, but I just want to point out right away how cool these things look. I mean, fully assembled, these look almost like they're right out of the game. You can see Foxy's curtains here at the Pirate Cove set. You can actually pull them aside. It's kind of hard because they're somewhat stiff, glossy paper instead of fabric, so they're kind of hard to deal with. But you can move them for different display options, and I didn't really expect that. Pulling the curtains aside, you can see that there is a like a pirate ship steering wheel attached to the one wall, and there's also a little tiny speaker here in addition to the sculpted wood plank floors, so there is a lot of detail crammed into these things. I mean, it's just incredible looking. But as far as details go, you're not going to get any better than the Office set. If you've played the first Five Nights at Freddy's game, then you know you spent a lot of time in this office. And the set looks almost exactly as it did in the game. Now, it also includes the Golden Freddy figure, which is kind of annoying that he doesn't have articulation in the neck to tilt his head to one side to mimic in the game, but you can kind of get him, somewhat slumped over to lean against the desk, kind of like you would see in the game. The office itself, I'm just going to be repeating myself a lot here, but it looks great. Almost straight out of the game, like I said. The only thing's missing, and it's kind of odd because there are little pegs in the desk, like they almost were supposed to be there. The paper cup and the like little crinkled balls of paper are the only major details missing. I would have liked to see those because it almost doesn't feel complete without them, but that's just a tiny nitpick because what's here is great. I mean, it even has the little demonic cupcake. What I'm going to try to show you, though, is the endoskeleton that you can see actually inside the mouth of the animatronic little figurines here. This I did not know was going to be there. I was just kind of playing around with the figures, and then I noticed, there's actually some silver in the mouth. Now, you can pop the heads off, and this is actually how you could kind of mix and match and almost make your own character by swapping the pieces. Like, as you saw just a minute ago, the feet pop off kind of easily while you're messing with them. Before I forget, let me point out that these poster details in the back, they're not painted on. Those are decals or stickers, whatever you want to call them, that you have to put on yourself. And I had some trouble with that, so I ended up leaving the stickers off of the backstage set. They're not too bad to apply, especially if you have some tweezers handy. You'll be able to get them on pretty easily. But I am just notoriously bad with stickers. I always have been, even when I was a little kid. Anytime I'd get a new toy that had stickers, first of all I would sigh, and then I'd have to take them to my older brother so he could put them on, because he was OCD and had to put them on straight, and he always got them perfect. I'm digressing. Now, the backstage set has a lot of stickers you can put on. I really only put them on the arcade machine to finish that look. But it doesn't really need it, because the details in the backstage set, I mean, even look at Bonnie here. She has her guitar. Bonnie's a girl, right? Yeah, Bonnie. Bonnie would have to be a girl. She has her guitar here that kind of plugs into her belly button, I guess you would say. She can't hold it perfectly, but you can get it to look pretty good, I think. I mean, you can get a pretty convincing guitar stance here. And of course, Freddy Fazbear has his microphone, and Chica has her own demonic cupcake, which is sculpted into her hand. You can't take it off of her hand, which I kind of like because you could lose it. Funny story, when I was assembling the Office set, I dropped the stupid cupcake that plugged into one of the monitors, and it took me a little bit to find it. So between the stickers and the little pieces like the balloons here too, you might end up having to help a kid if you purchase these for one. Because they will get frustrated, they will lose pieces, and they're going to have trouble with the stupid stickers. Also, if you're a dummy like me, you're probably going to want to pay extra careful attention to the doors, because I put mine in backwards, And now they can't open because the balloons and the arcade machine keep them pinned shut. But the doors do open and close otherwise, as long as you pay attention to the instructions. Okay, I'm going to get the backstage. No, show stage. Sorry, I've been calling the show stage backstage this whole time. That was show stage. This is the backstage set with Nightmare Chica. Sorry about that, folks. I'm very tired. Also kind of dumb. Yes, so the backstage here kind of has some of the best value out of the whole wave. You can see here that it has these animatronic heads that you kind of display around the set. And you can put these on the animatronic figures. The benefit to that is they are a clean sculpt. The jaw is not separate from the top of the head, so it's a nice and clean sculpt. Has slightly better, more detailed paintwork, I think, at least to my eye. And speaking of value, it also has the endoskeleton figure, which is articulated. I don't think it has the... No, it doesn't have the wrist swivel like the others. But otherwise, it's just as articulated. And if you want, you can put the extra heads on this guy, but you'd have to pop off his head and slide his mouth off, which is kind of involved. But it is possible. So there's extra value, extra display value. A few options for you to consider. And it also has this handy display box for some of the extra pieces you'll be left with after assembly. One quick comparison I want to make, just in case somebody has any questions. This is one of the Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic figures compared with a Mega Bloks TMNT Leonardo and a mini figure of Flash from Lego. I don't have a full-size minifigure because I'm lame. I actually had to go out and buy these. Now this is a size comparison. Now Leonardo here, he cost me $5 on his own. And you can see the paint details. His leg wrappings and his elbow pads are not painted. You compare that to Nightmare Chica here. No, Withered Chica. Sorry. Yeah, Withered Chica has so many more paint apps, except for the glossy back that they kind of left unpainted. But other than that, the sculpt work is great. And that carries through on the others, obviously. Just so I can compare. There's a pretty big difference between them in regards to quality. Now I want to change focus over to the 8-bit buildable figures. First of all, let me say they are a whole lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. I don't know what I was expecting because of course they are made out of the normal sized construction bricks, but as you can see here, Purple Guy especially is just freaking huge. He towers over any other figure. I think he's taller than the sets themselves, except for the stage show's sign. Now you can see they do look pretty cool. They have a nice little charm to them. They're very simple. The bricks have the eyes and the teeth and the other details painted on, like the birthday cakes, Foxy's hook, that kind of thing. I can't really say these are for me. Mangle especially. There's differences between these final products and the pictures on the packages. It's worth mentioning that buying the entire set of 7 does get you pieces you need to build Golden Freddy, who's like a special 8th bonus figure. But he doesn't get a display stand of his own, and he will fall over if the slightest little breeze or bump happens near him. So that's something to take note of. So yeah, they're not very accurate to their in-game 8-bit counterparts that are in some of the Five Nights at Freddy's mini-games. But they're not too far off either. Whether or not you want them depends on, first of all, how big of a fan you are, and I don't know how much display area you have. If you just want something to display on a desk, but you don't want to spend like 12, 15, 20 bucks like on the bigger sets, yeah, then getting one or a couple of these 8-bit guys, it's not bad. At least they're not blind bagged. You do know what you're getting because the picture of the character you're buying is on the package. So there's no blind bag nonsense. I hate that kind of stuff. So that's a good thing. So yeah, these I don't recommend personally. They're not for me, but there's people out there who will definitely want these guys. like I said, they do have a pretty good charm to them. Now, if you want exact scores for the products here, head over to middleofnowheregaming.com and read the written review. I'll link it either on the video or in this description, so look there. This is just a general video overview for you guys. I do highly recommend the construction sets. They are great for Five Nights at Freddy's fans. They are great for people who enjoy construction sets in general and want something new with kind of a unique look to them. And they're even good for Lego and Mega Bloks fans because the pieces here are completely compatible with Legos and Mega Bloks. The pieces will connect with those other brands. So if you want some unique pieces for your own custom builds or anything like that, these are right up your alley, and the prices are great, especially compared to some Lego sets. I'm not going to get into it like I did in my written review, but the prices are very, very, very nice. The Pirate Cove set with Foxy is about $12, I think, and the most expensive, which is the show stage, is maybe $30, I want to say, and that's not bad. But if you want full details, head on over to middleofnowheregaming.com, read the written review, and thank you guys so much for watching this. This has been Chris Cobb with middleofnowheregaming.com. Peace.